Sunday, November 9th. And sometimes you know what that means. It's time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy Pierce, and ticket prices are really, really hard. But anyway, welcome to the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. Like I said, check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. And today's show, well, the Ballad of the Beautiful Madness, Giulia. She is in the news recently, not from any fault of her own. So we're going to take a look at her career up until, well, what happened this past Friday on SmackDown. But for now, you know what's next. So just go on and hit my music. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these are the 5 best singular opponents for Giulia. Number 5, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. Asuka is just great. She has accomplished so much in her career, and she knows how to just work with anybody. Now, you could also put Becky Lynch in this spot, but there's a reason I have 3 specific women on this list, and that's because of their time in Japan, knowing how to work the Joshi Strong style, and Asuka is right there. She already celebrated 10 years in WWE and hoping for at least another 5 to 10 years from her. Number 4, Kairi Sane. Do not let her recent years in WWE fool you. Kairi Sane is one of the best on the planet. Just go back and look at her Stardom career. She's able to go high, she's able to go low, and be able to play it rough and tough, and she also again knows that strong style. Number 3, Roxanne Perez. Yes, they have fought before in NXT, but now both on the main roster with a little bit of growth behind them, Roxanne Perez might be the perfect opponent for Giulia. Roxanne is called the prodigy for a reason. She knows just at such a young age what to do inside the ring, and she's one of the few people that can go hold for hold, both blow for blow with Giulia, and really counter her on a lot of things. Number 2, Rhea Ripley, the powerhouse, the premier powerhouse of the WWE Women's Division. Even though there are women that are much stronger than her, Rhea Ripley is able to put it all together effortlessly. And Giulia is someone that can get under Rhea's skin, allowing Rhea to bring out that true power of hers. And the thing is, Giulia can take each and every hit and encounter with everything. And of course, number 1, Io Sky, the best wrestler on the planet. Yes, between the men, between the women, between everybody, Io Sky is the best wrestler on the planet, and she can go with anybody in the ring, men or women. Just go look at her time, ladies and gentlemen, in Lucha Underground. Giulia and Io could have a best of 7 series and it end in a draw. That's how good Giulia is. Io brings out the best in everyone, and with Io's recent booking, you can see and expect Giulia to be at the top of her game. This is a match that I am just salivating and hoping to see one day. We'll be right back. The spotlight is back on, and is shining on one Lash legend. Lash has made her official debut on the SmackDown roster. Yeah, she's been up before, but that was also a part of the tag team with Jakara Jackson. Now, mind you, I don't think that WWE should have released Jakara. I thought her and Lash were one of the few bona fide women's tag teams between any of the rosters. It would have been great for them to be on the main roster together, but they clearly have seen more in Lash over Jakara, and for good reason. They were always the one pushing Lash, and now here she is on SmackDown, making her debut, choking out and absolutely destroying Alexa Bliss, and now she's in a tag team, a horse powerhouse tag team with Nia Jax. Nia catches a lot of flack for some reason, some believable reasons, but other times not. And she is a mainstay, a veteran on the roster, and you can learn from a powerhouse like Nia, who knows how to use her body, use her weight, use her power well. And Lash is just like that, just a little bit more athletic. I am very, very curious to see where they go with her, because her career is going to go up and up and up. Inevitably, you're going to see people say, hey, she should face Charlotte, she should face Rhea, she should face all of the powerhouses, and that includes Jade Cargill. Lash on the main roster is a wild card. Let's see what they do with her. We'll be right back. The beautiful madness, Giulia. She is very much a part of the wrestling conversation right now, and it's not even her fault. So first things first, who is Giulia? Giulia is a half Japanese, half Italian professional wrestler, currently signed to the WWE, making her name before then all over Japan, on the indies, and we're going to get into that in Stardom and Marigold and all of that, right? So when she became a free agent, she was one of the most sought after women in all of professional wrestling. So she's now signed with the WWE, started out NXT, now on the main roster, and needless to say, her career trajectory has had its ups and its downs, and we're going to discuss all of that today. So first things first, let us get into Giulia's early career, ladies and gentlemen. She started out in the Ice Ribbon promotion in 2017, teaming with Takeko and Yako, right? And that's a start, you know. We start out in the tag team field, and then you transition to singles competition, which she slowly started doing. Started feuding with Tequila Saya, which brought in the male wrestler Shinayo Aoki and Hideko Suzuki, who acted as mentors to the ladies. And at the end of that year, she was presented with the Ice Ribbon's New Face Award, the equivalent of winning Rookie of the Year. So the hype was already there. 2019, early January, at the Burning Raw, her tag team known as Burning Raw, they unsuccessfully challenged for the tag team championship, and she had to take a month off due to nerve damage. Her career in Ribbon was very, very good and illustrious. It lasted for 2 years. While there, from 2017 to 2024, including with other promotions, she was on the independent scene all over Japan, being trained, wrestling for different promotions like Big Japan Pro and Pro Wrestling Zoro, and just really getting better in the ring, right? And you saw something there with her. Then in 2019, Giulia announced that she signed with Stardom. This was in October, and in December of that year, she made her in-ring debut where she defeated Hazuki, who's no slouch in the ring. There in Stardom is where Giulia's profile really, really picked up. The growth that we saw from her, the in-ring skill just getting better and better, and she formed the Donna Del Mondo stable, recruiting Meika and Shiori to the stable, and these were already two top names in Stardom. Meika, just a really solid talent, but Shiori is someone that everyone's had their eyes on. So they then went on to defeat the Queen's Quest stable, which consisted of Azumi, Momo Watanabe, and Utami Higashishimita, to win the Artists of Stardom Championship, which is their trios titles. So this new stable defeated one of the best stables that had three of the best wrestlers in Stardom, three popular wrestlers in Stardom. So there was already faith behind them. Giulia then went on to win multiple matches to be crowned the 2020 Cinderella tournament winner, and then she began a feud with her and Tam Nakano. This was initially for the Wonder of Stardom Championship that will be continued intermittently for several years. And ladies and gentlemen, if you know Stardom, you know Tam Nakano. Just a beast of a woman, an absolutely incredible performer. So Stardom already saw enough to put Giulia in these matches with top talent. So she will go on for years to have this feud with Tam Nakano. She will go on in Stardom to have a bunch of amazing matches from 2020 all the way up until her departure in 2024. Throughout those years, she again fought Tam Nakano in a hair versus hair match, where Nakano defeated her, and this was for the Stardom Championship. She then teamed with Shiori to win the Goddess of Stardom Championship. So she's winning left to right. She's building this name for herself, and she's just facing so many stars. She then took on Mayu Iwatani and Koguma. Now, Koguma's good, but it's Mayu. That's the name here. Mayu Iwatani is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. And they would go at it back and forth, and then competing in the Grand Prix where she had to pull out due to several injuries. So that strong style was really getting to her. 2022, she revealed Thekla from Ice Ribbon and Mireille from Tokyo Joshi Pro, who were attacking people, and she teamed up with them. They defeated the Cosmic Angels, and now we've got this another grouping of individuals. It's just great. Her startup career is really second to none, facing everybody, including Momo, including Starlight Kid, including Ami. So Giulia did everything she could do in Stardom, right? And near the end, it was time for her to depart. So she will go on and to not only compete in New Japan, who was building up their women's division, teaming up with Hana Kimura, rest in peace, Hana, taking on Mayu Iwatani again, and teaming up with her Del Mondo teammates, teaming up with Zack Sabre Jr. So it was nothing short of spectacular for Giulia in her Stardom career, in her New Japan career. She would then go to join Marigold, who was the former Stardom executive, created by the Stardom executive Rousey Agawa, who announced her, and she was doing this out of the goodness, because he helped her in Stardom. Eventually, she would depart Stardom, and it was time for her to move overseas. Now, here's the thing, as we start to talk about Giulia's NXT career. If Giulia joined Black and Gold NXT, she would be even more regarded than she already is. Because the Black and Gold NXT roster of women is just, I'm sorry to say, it's just better than the current grouping of NXT women, which is not to say that NXT women now are bad. Just like, you go look in that Black and Gold NXT roster, you have the 4 horsewomen, you have Asuka, Kairi, Shayna, Toni, Piper Niven, Athena, Nikki Cross, Candice LeRae, Michin, Tegan Knox, Dakota Kai. I'm probably missing a few other major names, part of the NXT Black and Gold grouping of women, and she would have had 5-star matches left and right, up and down the card. So she was spotted taking photos at WrestleMania, at the Dirty WrestleMania convention, and she appeared at Stand and Deliver. I believe this was the one in Philly. Yeah, this is the one in Philly for WrestleMania 40 weekend, right? And then it was reported that she was on the verge of signing, and she made her official debut at No Mercy when she was shown in the crowd, and the pop that she got, she didn't expect it. So she confronts Roxanne Perez, who has been the bread and butter at that time, the breath, the life, the water, the fire of NXT. NXT, not only men and women, just ran off of Roxanne Perez. She carried that division over Trick, over Braun, right? She was eventually established as a face, and at their CW premiere, she failed to defeat Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. Fantastic match. She would then go on at New Year's Evil to defeat Roxanne Perez for the Women's Championship. Beautiful. So we know how this goes with NXT, and this is the NXT with Shawn Michaels in charge, not Triple H, and they know how to push the women. They know how to make the women great. She competed in the Royal Rumble. Then at Roadblock, the new toy came in, which we're going to talk about just a little bit more. She faced Stephanie Vaquer, who was the NXT Women's North American Champion, in a winner-take-all match. Usually when we have these type of matches, someone's getting called up to the main roster. And inevitably, it was Giulia. Giulia will go on to lose this match. Now, mind you, we found out that she actually had suffered an injury prior to this match and will be taking time off to heal. Her reign only lasted as champion 63 days. That's kind of unheard of for title reigns in NXT. So she returns from injury, fending off Jordynne Grace and Jada Parker from Vaquer, only to attack her afterwards, turning heel in the process. She would challenge Vaquer one more time for the championship at Stand and Deliver in a Fatal 4-Way match with also Jordynne Grace and Jada Parker, but Vaquer won. Giulia faced Jordynne Grace in a normal contenders match, which she lost, and that was her final NXT appearance. So she only spent about a year, maybe less than a year in NXT. Now, for me, I believe if a talent as big as Giulia, not only as big as Giulia, but as seasoned as Giulia comes to NXT, they shouldn't be there long. Honestly, I don't think she should have been in NXT, but I get why they did it. So now she's sporadically making appearances on the main roster, teaming up with Roxanne Perez, who was already on the main roster, getting into it with Stephanie, getting into it with Rhea, getting into it with Io, and having these matches. She officially made her debut and then was moved over to SmackDown, right? She then defeated Charlotte Flair and Zelina Vega to qualify for Money in the Bank. So we already have high hopes for her, right? She would then go on to defeat, right, Zelina Vega for the Women's United States Championship. And she was aligned with Kiana James. Why she was aligned with Kiana James? Who knows? Maybe it was to have Kiana be the mouthpiece for her. Kiana James isn't bad at all. Kiana James is really, really good on the mic. You know what I mean? She can talk. She can talk for Giulia. You just got to be able to be built up well. Now, the thing about Giulia's United States Championship reign, which just ended, was one, not only in the short tenure was it the longest reign, but she only defended the belt twice. That doesn't make sense. The reign lasting 133 days doesn't really matter. And then she lost the title in under 2 minutes. So now we're back to old booking of the women. To do a disservice to Giulia like that, it's ridiculous. So I don't want to really go out here and say this, but her main roster career has been kind of a failure. Even though she spent a little bit of time in NXT, it was much better than what she's got going on the main roster. The fact that she lost the women's championship and that women's United States championship in under 2 minutes, it's not good. So that's not her fault. Everything that's going down on the main roster is not her fault. Idiotic fans has a tendency to blame the wrestlers, and that's not on them. In a business where there are people above you in power, you don't blame the wrestlers, you blame the booking. And she has been booked horribly on the main roster. She has been booked horribly. From so-so appearances to barely getting on TV to winning the United States Championship, which we thought would be a boon for her, but she only defended the championship twice and then lost it to Chelsea Green in under 2 minutes. It is not a knock on Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green is absolutely amazing. But yeah. And I think part of the reason that her career has been the way on the main roster is Triple H is infatuated with Stephanie Vaquer. And that's not a knock on Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer is amazing. But it's the new shiny toy. That's the new shiny toy. And if you compare their bookings on the main roster, Stephanie has been booked much better than Giulia. Now remember, Giulia came in with all the hype. But look at their presentations. And yes, it's pretty much been Stephanie all the way through. So what's next for her? Well, one, we've got to rebound from the loss. And this comes with better booking. Whether that's moving her to the tag team division with Kiana James, or having her climb the ranks to go after, well, she can't go over Jade Cargill. Jade's the women's champion, and she is a heel. You've got to do something. And I think a major way to fix Giulia's booking to make her great again is to fix the SmackDown women's division. Here's the thing. Let's take a look at the women on SmackDown. We have Alba Fire, Alexa Bliss, B-Fab, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Charlotte Flair, Chelsea Green, Giulia, Jade Cargill, Kiana James, Lash Legend, Michin, Nia Jax, Nikki Cross, Piper Niven, who's out, and Tiffany Stratton and Zelina Vega. Apparently Trish is a part of SmackDown, which whatever. It's not a horrible roster. It's not. It's very, very solid. But if you compare that to the Raw women's division, excluding AJ Lee, they have Asuka, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Ivy Now, Io Sky, Kairi Sane, Liv Morgan, Lyra Valkyria, Maxine Dupree, Naomi who's out on maternity leave, Natalya, Nikki Bella, Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Stephanie Vaquer, Zoe Stark, who's out injured. There's a lot more star power on there than there is on SmackDown. So either you move some people from Raw to SmackDown, or you call up at least, I don't know, 2, 3 more women from NXT just to bolster that roster. I would definitely call up Jordynne Grace. She does not need to be in NXT anymore. It's ridiculous that Jordynne Grace is still in NXT. I will call up Jordynne Grace. I would probably call up Sol Ruka, and I will call up Zarya because they've already had time with the main roster. Those are the 3 women I would definitely call up. I probably would call up Jada Parker too. But you don't get everybody lost in translation because you're stealing star power from them. But Jordynne Grace should be on the main roster already. Hell, Blake Monroe should probably be on the main roster. But I would definitely call up Jordan. I would definitely call up Zarya, and I would definitely call up Sol Ruka. And that would easily fix the SmackDown Women's division. But lastly, if the booking for Giulia doesn't get better, does she pull a Saudi? Saudi was booked horribly in NXT and was like, I'm done. I'm out of here. Let me go. And Saudi went back to Japan and has turned herself into, once again, one of the top talents in the world. Because Giulia is one of the top talents in the world. So Giulia could ask for her release or play out her contract and then not re-sign, go back to Japan, go to Marigold, go to Stardom, go to New Japan. Or Giulia is all elite, because seeing Giulia, I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, in AEW, taking on Chris and Willow and her former teammate Thekla and Jamie Hayter and Mercedes Moné and Athena and Megan Bayne, who else has time to Stardom. It's a thing of beauty. She could ride out in Ring of Honor for a little bit, getting her feet wet again before coming over to AEW, which I think might be the best option for her, is to go to AEW. So it's not over for Giulia, not in the least, but something has to give. Something has to give, because that loss she suffered on SmackDown, it's not great. It's not great. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is the ballad of the beautiful Madness Giulia, and her career is not even close to being over. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Look on the screen what we got coming up. Check out the socials on Charismatic Creations, Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course, the 215 on Twitter. And as always, Anna J, Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, Bailey, Priscilla Kelly, and Isla Dawn. Holla at your boy. Peace.